make sure they understand that. Some of the brothers are saying, oh, the sisters receive child benefit, so they get richer than us as well. We'll go with the title so you can understand. First of all, this is as much as you can get yet. Right, okay. What we're going to say, right, so you can write down your notes that the money that we should pay the zakah on it, the money or the property, money, item that zakah must be paid. So money, the item that zakah must be paid upon. One, gold. Whether it is 24, 22, or 24 up to, okay, let's say 24 and downwards carats. Doesn't matter how many, 24, 22 carats, 22, any gold. Number two, silver. The silver is silver. There's no silver 24 carats. Silver is silver. This means, I'm going to down put another one, which there are things that not to be paid zakah. Let me just link them here. This means here, no zakah on pearls, rubies. How do you write rubies like this? I don't know. Rubies, diamond, also called white gold. What else? Platinum. Okay, all of that, there's no zakah on. There's no zakah. Gold and silver. Number three, notes. I mean by that money. Based upon the value of gold. Now, you need, the money, how much do we, the nisab of it? Nisab of it actually is based upon the gold. And there is no proof to say, because based upon the gold and the silver, the time of the Prophet of Allah, the nisab of the gold is equal to the nisab of the silver, not anymore. You understand? The threshold of the gold is not the same as the threshold of the silver. I'm going to tell you the nisab in a minute. Number four, animals. Or should I say cattle? Better. Cattle. Yes? And that is, we'll start with the number one, and that is camels and cows, or the people called cows and sheep. Cows and the likes. So camels and the likes. There's a camel which is called, this camel is called what? In South America, the short ones, what do they call it? Monaco.
Llamas.
Llamas, yeah, llama. Cows and buffaloes as well. Buffalo, Jawamis called buffalo. Okay. Forget about, for me, the dictation, spelling of that, sometimes I'm already good in that. Buffaloes. And sheep, whether it's black or white. Sheep, goats. Okay? All of that. All of that zakah, capitals. This means no zakah on donkeys, horses, even the more expensive horses. Yeah. Donkeys, horses, whatever. Okay, lions, monkeys, and
what about
chickens, rabbits, all, no zakah on all other animals, okay? All other animals. The list is big. Okay, number 5. Crops. And they are namely wheat. How do you write wheat? W-H-E-A-T? Okay, good. Barley. And third one is dry grapes. We call dry grapes. What do you call it? Dry grapes? Raisins, that's the one. Raisins. And the last one is dates. Okay. Now, that means as well, there's no zakah on all of the types of zakah. For example, there's no zakah on vegetables. Okay? Vegetables. There's no zakah on cucumber and bananas and all of that. There's no zakah. Okay? Rice, whatever you want to say. Rice, dal, lentil, all of that. There's no zakah on that. Alright? But there is.
How about corn?
How about corn? Same thing. No zakah on the corn. So the American can be happy. It's only wheat, barley, raisins, and dates. No zakah on the vegetables. Now there is particular items where there is Prophet of Allah he had taken zakah from, which is that is protected honey, hives. So if the government protected the hives for you, and it's from the government, then you pay zakah on the honey. But if it's just like the normal honey that we buy from purchasers and they've got their own farms and all of that, there's zakah on that. So you've got a farm yourself and you are the one who pays it and you are the one running it. It's you are the protecting, it's no zakah on that. Okay? But if it's protected, so in the Islamic state, if you pay zakah from this, you have the right to say to the government, protect that for me. That's mine, nobody to take it. Okay? Protect that for me. Because at that time there was, the bees can travel to mountains. So the mountains, they make honey, they need guide and collect the honey. There's no zakah on it. So if you want to pay zakah, then you can tell the government, please protect that, that area is for me. That hive, whatever is production there is mine. Then you should give zakah on that. Otherwise there's no zakah. Okay? I'm just giving you this as an example. Okay, there's no other zakahs except for those. Now, is there any zakah on grapes? Can anybody tell me?
No. Dry ones.
So zakah on grapes, where do the raisins come from? From the grapes. They work it up or not? So the grapes, there is zakah on that. Because it's part of the what? Raisins. Okay? So we're going to talk about how we're going to be collecting the zakah from the grapes. So you've got lots of trees of grapes. Okay. So there's no zakah on olives. Olive trees, we've got olive trees, lots of olive trees in our country. There's no zakah on that. Okay. But there is general, in all of those items, we said there is no zakah on them, we call it general sadaqah. No zakah that you calculate and how much is the threshold. General sadaqah. Every time so every time you harvest your vegetables, you harvest your cucumber, your bananas, you harvest them, you just give general sadaqah. But not to count how much you should give. That's not that. And every Islamic, general sadaqah. As the Prophet said, Allah said, وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ. And give its due right when you harvest it. And that's in general. Okay? There's no zakah. So we could say, here write down, general sadaqah on all items which no zakah to be paid. Okay? Right, we're going to now come to the threshold of each. Threshold is the nisab, the gold and the silver. So I'm going to write down each with them with a green writing. Threshold means how much the zakah that you should have in order the zakah will be due.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi.
The zakah in gold, 24 carats, the amount is, in the original Islam it's called 20 dinar, which is 85 grams of gold. Of the 24 carats. 85 grams of gold. So when you have 85 grams of gold, stay with you for 1 year, then you pay the zakah. And I'll tell you how much is the zakah, I'm just telling you this is the threshold. Threshold of the silver is in Islamic time is 2 dirham. In the grams, which as I've given you the last time, 595 grams of silver. So when you reach that, and you stay for 1 year, then it's what? Zakat due. It's taxable. Its taxes has to be levied. Like, notes, money, that's what you're after. Most of you got the money. Okay? That is equivalent to what is of 85 grams of 24 carats of gold, 24 CT gold. So if your money had reached what is equal to 85 grams of 24 carats of gold, but you've got a smartphone these days, I told you last time, so you can work out, and this last time how much we worked it out? 2,000 what? 2,200, yes?
2,500.
2,500, okay, so almost now 2,500 pounds. You have that for 1 year, then you pay zakah. I'll tell you how much is zakah to pay later on. This is the threshold. Okay, camels, cows, and sheep. What is the threshold? Okay, and how much should be paid zakah? That I will discuss it today, but I will leave it now because it's going to have a whole board. More than a whole board. He'll get 2-3 boards. Okay? Right. Crops and wheat, very simple. That is, the threshold of it is 5 awsuq. 5 awsuq. What is awsuq? Is equivalent to 5 multiplied by 60 sa'. How much is that? How much 5 by 60? 300. Sa', that means which is equal to 300. Let me just put it here. Equal to 300 sa'. What is a sa'? Sa' is equal to 4 handfuls. Handfuls of the item. So, 300 sa', each sa' 4 handfuls. So if you've got, for example, wheat, 4 handfuls, so almost 1,200, isn't it? 1,200 handfuls. But, you know, these days we always measure what? Kilograms. So roughly. So if we're going to be in roughly, the wheat is about 2 point something kilogram for each sa'. So roughly it's about equals to 690 kilograms. That's roughly. So if you have packed in from the wheat in the cases, you packed in 690 kilograms, then you have to pay what? The zakah. I'm going to tell you how much in the following board, okay? So you have to pay the zakah. So now this is not like the sheep or the gold and the note. It's when you harvest. Nothing to do with 1 year. When you harvest, you could harvest twice a year. You can harvest once every 2 years. Depends upon وَآتُوا حَقَّهُ يَوْمَ حَصَادِهِ, on the harvest. So this is on the harvest. 690 kilograms, almost. So if you reach that, usually the crops, you will, when you have a big land, you have more than that. That's less than 1 ton. Ton is 1,000 kilo. Okay. Right. Now, coming to the maths. So after this, please write that down. We're going to come to how much to be paid. Tell me if I'm fast. I should not really rub the board. I will wait for you.
You didn't do the comments and was.
I'm going to do everything. Let's start now. How much should be paid as zakah when threshold is reached? When we call it nisab, threshold, okay? Threshold is reached. How much? In the terms of the gold, which is equal to silver, which is equal to banknotes, which is money, that's 2.5%. How much? So if you have reached 85 grams of gold, 2.5% of that. So I have made an example last week. So if somebody got 1 kilo of gold, 1,000 grams of gold, and he got it for 1 year. It has to be for 1 year. Remember, that threshold has to be held with what? For 1, was it year, is it solar or lunar? Lunar. So how many 2.5% of the 1 kilo? Yalla, Hassan, what is Hassan? Yalla, how much is the 2.5% of the?
How much is?
How much is the cat on 1 kilo of gold for 1 year?
Oh.
Oh.
2.5%.
Yeah, how much is that? Give me grams.
It's 1,000.
Yes, 1,000. I'm waiting to answer. Anybody? 25.
1,000 or 1 kilo?
1,000 is 1 kilo.
Oh, I think that 1,000 kilos.
I can't have 1,000 kilos. Even Bill Gates doesn't want that. Okay, 1 kilo of gold, so 1,000 grams, that's 25 grams. So each 1,000 grams, you pay 25 grams. Each 1,000 pounds money, you pay 25 pounds. Okay? So if you got the 2,000 pounds, you don't pay zakat because it's not reached this threshold. Threshold is, we said, 2,500. So once it reached 10,000 pounds, you got it for 1 year, how much you pay? 250 pounds. Is that understandable, guys? Please don't yawn while I'm doing this class. I'm not talking about you. Concentrate. Right. That's gold, silver, banknote. We'll finish from there. Any question about that?
Yes, so the gold, silver, banknotes, even the banknotes have to be held for 1 year.
It has to be held for 1 year. If you held it, we don't say that you have to hold it for 1 year. If you had it for 1 year, you pay zakah. If you gone below the threshold, because you were not here last time, I remember very well. So that's why you didn't understand. So if it's less than 1 year, there is no zakah. It has to be for 1 year. So if you kept 5,000 pounds, which is above the threshold, for 11 months and 25 days, and the last 5 days somebody robbed you, no zakah. Okay? Or robbed half of it, or more, but below the threshold, there's no zakah. Okay? Right. Gold, silver, banknotes, 2.5%. Alright, now we gotta come to the threshold of crops. The crops is either it is being irrigated or by Allah. Do you understand? Either the rain or you have spent money and you have irrigated by your own expenses. Okay, so crops. So this is, by the way, every lunar year, yes? We got that? This one is once you harvest. So we say here it is if it is rain, you pay 1/10. If it is irrigated by you, then it is 1/20. Less, you pay zakah. So if you pay, so 1/10, that's, you understand 1/10? That's 10%. Okay, should I put 10%? I put 1/10 because this is the hadith. Al-ushr. Okay, I'll make it now, I'll make it maths. Which is maths, this is 10%. And if it is irrigated, it is 1/20, which is equal 5%. And this is when harvesting, okay? It's not every year, it's when harvesting. I'm going to put here the honey. Honey, if, as we said, protected, you remember? Protected, then it is 10%, the same thing. Otherwise, there is no zakah. So there's no protection, there's no zakah. 10%. No zakah on olive oil, no zakah on extra virgin olive oil, no zakah on corn oil, no zakah. Okay. Coming now to the animals. That's the one that we're going to play around with the maths here. Animals.
The honey, if it's
Let's
protected.
call it camel or cattle again. You call them cattle, by the way. Shiva cattle. Yes. Oh, sorry?
What if the honey is protected by someone else?
No, it's the government.
It has to be the government.
The government is if you ask the government to do it. If you don't ask the government, there's no zakah. It's your honey. If it's regarding your garden. But let's say this honey is in the mountains, which doesn't belong to nobody except for the government. So either you're gonna no protection, so anybody can take from the honey there, can climb up to the the Hadramaut honey is the most expensive one. You've seen how they harvest it. They go and climb to the mountains to get it because it's not really easy. It's not like a leather. It's very difficult. That's why they pay a lot of money for it. There's no difference between this honey which is from the mountains or the honey which is from that garden. So don't you ever think that this is honey, extra super honey from Hadramaut. 1 kilo costs about 200 pounds. What for? And by the way, it's very easy to check if the honey is authentic or not. If you have honey here, one which is fake and which is not, I'll show you how to check the honey. Honey is very good. Okay, let's go back. Cattle.
How to check? Yes.
Hmm?
How to check the honey?
I need to show it to you practically. How to check the honey.
Simple honey, yeah.
Give me the honey. You want a practical class for checking the honey? Can you give me a wax plate? Bowl. I'm not going to play magic here. Just give me a bowl.
Kitchen.
Sometimes the honey is mixture up between honey and not honey. You understand that? Yeah, I like this one. So yeah, this one, okay. Right. This is what they're asking. This is nothing to do with the zakat. How to check the honey. By the way, the honey. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He made for it a full chapter. It's called Al-Nahl. Surah Al-Nahl. The surah of the bee. SubhanAllah, the bee. And it talks about how Allah Azza wa Jal had made a whole medication from the bees and their honey. Actually, it's a pharmacy, total pharmacy. The bee in its hives, the bee in the nectar that it brings, the bee in the honey that it produces, the bee in that special thing that it produces. If an intruder came in, they killed it, as well, they seed it, as well, all of that, there's a medicine. For example, the wabal al-talq, which you call the nectar that they collected from the flowers, that you can collect it as well itself, and you can eat it. It's not the honey, it's called nectar, it's called wabal. If you eat it, it's good for your memory. Helps a lot. And as for the intruder, when it comes, when they kill it, because they don't want it to destroy the hive and contaminate it, they produce something to seed it. And that thing as well is very beneficial for lots of things. And also the hives, the hives itself, if you call it the wax. You eat that, it's very good as well, and even good for your, if you have any cracks into your skin, to fill it up and make it really smoother and nicer. And honey, which is, about, honey is lots of medicine in it, especially if you, well, not just to eat it, if you put it onto, let's say, for example, a mold or anything like you got an infection, you put it on that honey, you could preserve things inside the honey, and it will never get rotten, subhanAllah. And the most mysterious one and powerful thing is the queen's honey. They call it the royal jelly. And that's the most expensive one. This is the queen's honey, it's not any honey. This is for the queen bee inside. That queen of Elizabeth, queen inside her, in the hives. That queen has got a special honey. Subhanallah, it's called royal jelly and it's white. It's not the normal color of this honey. And that one, if you take a little bit, half a gram, half a gram, just dip like a pin into that and take it in your tongue, you'll find you're getting hot. I'm not as in hot as in for lust, hot as in, subhanallah, it makes you like powerful. And that is why we mix about 6 grams, 7 grams maximum in 1 kilo honey to make the person strong, to make the person sickness resistance, subhanallah. And it's very powerful and very expensive. They sell it by grams, by the way. They sell it in syringe. Okay? Syringe. So only to be kept in the freezer, not the fridge. It'll be off. It has to be in the freezer. And we used to buy it in grams. Very expensive. Then later on, Russia made it cheap by making it into powder. Transferring that royal jelly into powder, and powder is very easy to keep. You don't have to have a freezer for that. Okay? But it is not the same effect as the original one, not the one which is transferred into powder, and that is the royal jelly. Right. The honey, you could really check if it's from the bee, but to check what the bee has been given, that depends upon your taste. Because during some seasons, like especially the winter, and the honey the winter in some of the areas is not good because there's no flowers. Here in this country there's flowers all the time. Okay? But in some of the countries the winter honey is no good because the bee got nothing to eat. So what do, the farmers? They feed it sugar. Pure sugar, they give them sugar. So still the bee will eat the sugar and produce what? Honey. But it's not the same as the honey from the flowers. It's different, still honey. So that will check you it's from the bee. As if it's not from the bee, then you'll easily, understand it's not. Number one check, which is, the last one is the taste. The taste is experience. But this one, which doesn't need experience. If I take some of that honey, okay, I'm going to do, right. Right, I'm going to just put a bit of honey, because I need to pour it a bit. Right. If I put it like this, look, and if I do like this, I'm going to stop it now. If it stops one go, it's honey. If it does not, that means it's not good. This is mixture. The honey will stop straight away. Is that cheap, this one?
It is.
Could tell it's cheap. But the honey will cut straight away, 1 cup. Number one. Number two, the honey, subhanAllah, it remembers it's in its membranes, the hives of it. So if I pour into this honey, okay, that's enough. Okay? put some water, just cold water, on top of that. Okay? And I'm gonna shake it a bit. If it is honey, absolutely this is not honey. Can everybody come here? See what you got here. See that? There's lines. Can you see the lines? If it's honey, it will be coming shape of the hive. Optic in shape. That's a syrup, lots of syrup in it. Okay? There's a bit of honey, but it's not honey. There's a bit. I told you before, there's a bit, but it's syrup. Could you bring me honey for this person I'll show you?
If you go on YouTube, or you can your face.
Yeah, that's a syrup. This is pure sugar.
That's what they use it for.
Can you go back a bit? I didn't get to see the first one. Can you enjoy it?
Too late.
Bring me honey and I'll show you the hives, and you'll be amazed. Ooh! Bring me the proper expensive one. So this is syrup.
Even test as well. You eat as well. Want to see a syrup?
Third experiment is that if I have matches, do you have matches?
Yeah, we have much.
We have
Matches, I want matches.
should be there.
Give me that one. I like sugar.
Syrup.
Syrup. Yes, it's syrup. Right. See that? Lights up. Yep. Okay. Right. Right. Hold this beat. Okay, look at this now. Bring me honey and I get fire out of it. Okay? There's nothing. Oh, well, after it maybe took it out. But the honey, it will light up. That's number 2. Number 3, if you mix it with sand, I don't have sand here, the honey will never take the sand inside. The honey will get itself and the sand will be on top of it. Whereas this will go the sand inside it. Okay? That's 4 tests for you, and the last one is the taste base, basically. Now let's just go to the ZAKAAH now, please.
Want to see a syrup?
It's fine. It's good for maybe tea. I have seen pure honey, mashallah. And I've done this, and it really gives a proper hive. Proper hive. Like, that matches really. Okay. Kettles. Kettles has to fulfill 3 conditions in order for it to be legible for zakat. Condition number 1, it has to be 1 year. It's been in state for 1 year. So 1 year.
1 year old?
No. That you had the cattle for 1 year. So if you had it for 5 months, there is no zakat. 6 months, 1 lunar year. Okay, 1 lunar, because lunar is always shorter than the what? The solar, the Gregorian. 1 lunar year. Okay. Number 2, it has to be sa'ima. That means graze. What do you call it? It's not graze privately. Grazing like on wild graze. Yeah, wild graze. Yeah, graze widely. Wild. So they're not really. You are providing the fodder. Right. Yeah, you're not providing the fodder. You're not buying the fodder for it. So you are actually, okay.
Very, very bored.
When it comes to winter, when they do feed in winter time.
Just hang on a second. Let me just. Okay, right. Number 3, threshold. I'm going to answer your question, but let me just write this down, and then you could ask me whatever you like. Right, you say something, well, what about if it's, 50% grains and 50%, I buy the food. Why do you? It's like the same thing with 50%, but you didn't ask me for that for the crops. Why didn't you ask me for the crops as well? What about, sometimes it rains, but sometimes as well I go and, bring water to it and fertilize it and buy all of that. You understand me? What should I do? In that case, if it's mixture, then we will say that you could pay 1/10 and take what you have spent from it. You remember when we said it's the rain, 1/10, and if it's yourself, it's 1/20. So if it is 50-50, what you need to do is either you could just pay the 1/10, which is the one for the rain, and take out the expenses that you have spent on there, from fertilization, from bringing the pipe to irrigate it with water, and how much does the water cost you, and all of that. You could take that out. Okay? But there's no such thing you could make between 10 and 1/20. But what you do, pay the 1/10, unless it is more of you paying, more of you pay than the rain, then you pay over 1/20. So you are depending more on the irrigation of yourself, not on the same thing with the cattle. Same thing. So you graze wildly, but sometimes you pay the food. So what you need to do, take how much expensive you paid, and you pay the one I'm going to tell you now. So how much is costing you, you take it out as a money. Now, let me tell you that each zakah is to be paid in that zakah category, unless there is more benefit for the poor. What do I mean by this? So if we're going to have zakah in the sheep, we say, for example, one sheep every 40. Can I pay money instead of for one sheep? Well, you can pay money if the poor say to you, no problem. You understand me? But if the poor said, I want the sheep, and give him the sheep. So if it is gold, you paid what? Gold. If it's silver, you paid what? Silver. If it's money, you paid what? Money. If it is wheat, you paid what? Wheat. But if the poor person said, okay, and you have wheat, he said, I don't mind if you pay me money instead of giving me wheat, then no problem. But if he said to you, I want money, he has no right, because you got wheat. So I'm going to give you wheat. But, do you understand me? But if he said, no problem, and I am the one who's owner of the wheat, I said, okay, I want to give you money, no problem, instead of the wheat. But it is wheat. Nobody can force you to give, instead of the wheat, money. If you got gold, nobody was forcing you to give money, to give gold out of the gold. And by the way, there is zakah even the jewelry of the women. I mean, the jewelry, I'm talking about gold jewelry. Because you think some women, they think, if it's my bracelet, if it's my, if it is my necklace, there's no zakah. No, there is a zakah. And even there is a zakah on the dowry. Just remember now, the sister. The dowry, they say the dowry is above the threshold. Let's say that the dowry of that sister was £5,000. And the husband, he said, we're going to pay it later on. So if that woman, that wife, she believes that whenever she asks the husband for that dowry, she can get it, then she has to pay zakat on that £5,000. We're going to talk about inshallah zakat of the debt. Do you understand that? The debt, because she could collect it. He's like her bank. Her husband is her bank. Okay? So she has to pay the zakat on that £5,000. Right, let me not continue. Oh, what?
Does the dowry have to be in possession for 1 year?
I'm just saying, in his possession, he kept it for himself for 1 year, for 2 years. Some husbands don't pay the dowry. And she doesn't ask for it because it's her husband. It has to be for 1 year. All of them, the threshold we said, for 1 year except for one thing. What is that? The harvest. Can you harvest? All of it has to be for 1 year. Even this cattle. 1 lunar year, graze widely, threshold. Except for the harvest, it's one harvest, the crops. Alright? Okay, so including the dowry, it has to be for 1 year, of course. Not from the first moment they get married, zakat system. That's understandable. Fine. When we got now, let's just go to the camels. Camels, zakat. Okay, write a timetable here, like this. And we're going to explain how much, the numbers. I'm going to put right numbers here. On this side, I'm going to click how much zakah to be paid. So here, number of camels. zakah. Somebody being called? It's no problem. Take it, it will be your wife.
Cheers.
Right. 5 camels. Okay. 0 to 4. No zakah. Okay. Up to 4 camels. Remember, you have to have it for 1 year. Up to 4 camels is zakah. From 5 camels to 24 camels, there's a sheep, 1 sheep for every 5 camels. 1 sheep for every 5 camels. So if I've got 20 camels, how much sheep should I pay? 4. If I've got 19 camels, how many sheep I've got to pay paid? 19. 3, well done. And if I've got 18 camels, how much should I pay? 3. If I've got 9 camels, how much should I pay? 1. You understand that now? 10 sheep, Ya Hassan. 10 camels. 2 sheep, correct. You understand that now? Up to 24. Okay, getting better now. 25. From 25 up to 35. And by the way, this is a hadith from the Prophet, it's not from me. I'm making numbers here. I'm not making numbers here. Okay? But shows you how the Muslims, they got no maths before these mathematicians come. You will see how it is, subhanAllah, proper maths is it. Okay, 25 to 35. How much should I pay? If over 25, I will write it down and I will explain to you. Bint Makhab. DH is a bond. What is Bint Makhab? I don't understand what is Bint Makhab. Bint Makhab is a she camel. Okay, so Bint Makhab is she camel, which is her age is 1 year. Entering the second. So she's already 1 year entering her what? Second year. And why she's called Bint Makhab? Makhab means, by the way, that the woman is pregnant. Makhab means woman pregnant. When she is 1 year and entering the second, her mother will be already in the time when she's going to get pregnant. That's why she's called Bint Makhab. So her mother is already what? Either pregnant or prepared to be pregnant. So when the girl, the daughter of the she camel, gets 1 year to the date, her mother will be ready to get pregnant or already pregnant. Okay, so you take Bint Makhab. Now you ask me, what has he got Bint Makhab? Has he got him? He got all of them, mashallah, big ones. Okay? So either he could the person who's collecting the camel could compensate him, give him, some money back for that, or he could give some, like for example, here's he got Bint Makhab to give. So the collector from the government to collect the zakah, he could take a big camel and return to him whatever the difference in the market between that Bint Makhab, supposed to be zakat, and the big camel. Because the big camel is much more expensive. Do you understand me? So they give him the difference. Or he would say, I've got some sheep. How much does Bint Makhab cost? 2 sheep, I'll give 2 sheep. 3 sheep, I'll give 3 sheep. 5 sheep, do you understand me? So you could give it in money. If he hasn't got Bint Makhab. Because sometimes those people got 25 to 35 camels, maybe all of them are adults. Do you understand me? None of them is Bint Makhab. Right. If it is now from 36, to 45. 36 to 45, Bint Laboon. It's getting now nicer. 2 years, entering what? The third. 2 years, entering the third. Laboon means her mother is giving milk. The baby is being born, following baby, and she's giving milk. So she is the daughter of a woman who has got milk in her udders. Okay? Right. From 46 to 60, then we give taruqa. What? Taruqa. That's taruqa. She is 3 years entering the 4th. What's taruqa? Taruqa means she's ready to be impregnated. That means that the male can, make her pregnant. So she's ready. She's a woman now, an adult woman. Taruqa. Now, if it is from 61 to 75, 61 to 75, then we have ZAKAAH. If you are a camel owner, that would be interesting for you. ZAKAAH means 4 years entering the what? The 5th. The ZAKAAH means actually that the front teeth are gone. The front teeth are gone. It's called ZAKAAH. So 4 years until the 5th. From 76 to 90, that's when the calculation is going to come to you. Then it's 2 laboon. 2 bint laboon. This one. 2 bint laboon. From 91 to 120, taruqa. 2 taruqa. 2 what? Taruqa. Okay. From 121 upwards, and this is the last number. Okay. From 121 to upwards, then it is for every 44. Every 40, you give bint laboon, and for every 50, you give taruqa. Now, please, after writing this, I want you to tell me, write down, how much should you pay if you got the following numbers? That's the matter. Person's got, please everybody, put, person's got 150. Got 150 camels. How much should he pay? Go. I'm going to put the number here. I want a person to be brave enough. 150 camels. How much should he pay? Yeah. I'm not going to say anything until you. 150. Come on, give me.
Three camels.
3, very well done. Is 3 taruqa. Why 3 taruqa?
Every 50.
Because for every 50 taruqa. Do you understand that? Right.
Is it so? It's for every 50.
Taruqa.
Or it's every 40 you can give a bint laboon.
Bint laboon. So about 150 camels. Right. What about 159 camels?
Same.
59.
And 1 sheep.
Just think.
And
The same. 3 taruqa. 160.
four big
4 bint laboons. Because 4 multiplied by 40 is what? 160. You get it? You follow me?
50 is
Okay, I'm going to get, please, 205. Yeah, think. So, or what? Go on, tell me. You want to be? Yes. So 4 taruka or 5 laboon. Correct? Because laboon every 40. 5 multiplied by 40 is 200. See this time you could pay this, you could pay that. You follow me, guys? So, amen. You're looking like this. Are you getting it, yeah? So it is 4 taruka or 5 laboon. Right, what about, I'm going to give it more difficulty, 210. Think, please, before you do anything. Please, think. It's not easy. Think. Yeah. Please think. Don't give me the number and tell you. Work it out. Yeah. Got 210 camels.
It's the same as last.
It's not the same. Just give me the number. You're too fast, you see. You don't want to wait. Just think.
Would it be the 5 laboon? Because it's closer to the...
Not 5 laboon. Wrong.
4 tariqa and 1 laboon.
4 tariqa and 1 laboon. No, because it could be 240. Wrong. Because you're too quick, that's why. 4 tariqa still, you're not really under zakah.
4 laboon, 1 laboon.
Very good. 4 laboon and 1 taruka. Add this now.
I said it the other way around.
4 laboon, 160. Plus 1 taruka, or 50, that's 210. You understand that now? Well done. Mathematician. You got it or not? What do you mean? 4 multiplied by 40, because every 40 is laboon, 160. And for every 50, it's taruka, 50 plus 160, 210. Come on, how can you be an agency for house? How can you be? Allah al-Musta'an. Got it now? Yes? Cows. We're going to go now to the, not the camels, the cows. Cows is very easy. The camels are most difficult actually. So we're going now to easy one. Right. Cows, very simple. That's the cows. Number of cows. Number of cows. By the way, 2 lines only. And ZAKAAH. Okay, I think this is going to be dead. Right, number of. So it is, by the way, very simple. And we've got it here in the hadith, which is every 40 musinna. So from 0 to 39. Okay. From 0 to 39. Sorry, no. From 40. So it's 40. Okay. From every 40, musinna. Musinna. Where is that? Musinna. That's musinna, which is 2 years old. And every 30, you take tabi'a. Tabi'a. And that is 1 year old. That's all. 1 year and is entering the second. Entering second.
Check, is that 50?
30, that 50.
Not 30. Not 50.
You said 0 to 39, 0.
Every 30.
Yeah. Sorry.
39.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry. 29. This is 29.
29.
I'm sorry. 0 to 29. Okay. 0 to 29, no. 30, tabi'a. 40, muslim, because I should have started with this. I'm sorry. But the hadith starts with this actually. With the muslim. It says muslim. Right. So if I've got now 70. 70 cows. How much should I pay? 1 muslim. Very simple, isn't it? What about 80?
Two.
Two musinna. Very easy, isn't it? 90. Three tabiya. What about 100? 100. Yalla, 100.
Two Muslim.
One sunnah and two.
One musinna and two tabiya. Can you see that? One musinna, two tabiya. Makes it 100. Do you get it, Sulaiman? One musinna, two tabiya. 110. Yalla, 110. Yalla. He sees two musinna, which is 80, and one tabiya, which is 110. Do you understand that?
I got it, yeah.
MashaAllah, clear. Well done. Because it's the easiest one. Tell us. Right, do you understand that now? Yes? Okay, last one, the sheep. We finish by this. Can I take it out, please?
No, Sheikh, no.
No.
You can take it
All
out.
right. Okay, no. Okay, then I'll put the sheep here. Never mind. I'll put the sheep next to it. Okay, the sheep here.
That tabi is supposed to be 50 or 30.
Number of sheep and zakat. Please pay attention to the last one. Khalas, we finished. From 40 to 120, we pay one sheep. From 121 to 200, by the way, there is no logic about this nowadays. It's all of it from Allah Azza wa Jalla. Do you understand me? Look, this is here, 80 to 140 to 120. Here it is how much? 79. So, do you understand me? It's to do with ibadah. So, from 121 to 200, two sheep. And from 201 to 300, and by the way, the hadith does not list it like this. It doesn't make it easy for you. Hadith gives you hadith, it does not give it to you like this. It's to do with maths. Make it easy for you. 300, so it will be very good to write it down. From 200 to 300, 3 sheep. Okay? From 301 upwards, that's where the calculation comes in. 1 sheep for every 100. For every what? 100. Okay. Right. Write it down. I'm going to ask a question. Well, I've got 80 sheep. How many sheep should I pay zakah? One sheep. Excellent. I've got 121 sheep. How much zakah? 2 sheep. How much? 21. 121 is it? 2 sheep. I've got 199 sheep. How much have you paid?
2 sheep.
So the person is 201 and the person 121 and the person 199, they pay the same thing. Okay. If I've got 301, how many sheep should I give them?
3 sheep.
3 sheep. 301, 3 sheep. What about 300?
2.
Do you understand that?
Is it now upon the sheep what type of sheep it is?
Well, please with the clarity. Right. So 300 sheep and 301, how much? 3 sheep. 350.
3 sheep.
399. Look, that 250. 3 sheep. So 201 up to 399. How many sheep?
3.
What about 400?
4.
Do you understand that now?
300 is 1.
Subhanallah. So some person has got 201 3 sheep, and the person has got 399. He's got 3 sheep to be paid. Okay, so that person who's got 399, make sure does not have, one of the sheep that deliver a baby. 4 sheep. طيب. خلاص. Simple. The one is more difficult is the count. This one is simple. Right. By this, alhamdulillah, I need to. What time is it, please?
10 to 6.
Okay. 10 to 6. I need to fly in 5 minutes, please. Okay, so I need to fly in 5 minutes. Right. So if you have any questions, please ask. And by the way, we haven't finished the zakah. Zakah still. We have to do lots of things. Like for example, what about two people who are herding together? So their sheep is together mixing. So all of that we're going to discuss inshallah. Hang on, Hassan.
No, he's already answered it.
Go on.
He's already answered it for me.
Who?
I was going to ask you, but then you heard what I said.
Okay, you answered him? MashaAllah, khalaq.
No, he-
Oh, he became a sheikh. Well done. I like that.
Sheikh, are we going to be talking about...
Your question was, what is it, Hassan?
I was going to ask if there's
Chicken, is it a cow chicken? Why do you ask for chicken?
I was just wondering.
Why chicken? Why chicken?
Sheikh,
They're after you. They're after him. It's
Sheikh,
chicken.
are we going to be talking about the house that I'm renting as well, that I'm getting rent? Or are we gonna be
We'll talk about that, but you got a question. Am I going to be paying zakah on a rental that I'm taking from a house?
supposedly I'm collecting my rent yearly.
Yeah, collecting it yearly. Am I paying a zakah? No zakah unless you kept that money for 1 year. So if you took it, there's no zakah on it. If you kept it, saved it, then if it reaches the threshold along with your money, then it's zakah. You understand that?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Can you not convert, different types of cattle and then convert to money and then calculate accordingly?
okay. So if a person has got, listen to me, he's got 39 sheep. Okay? And he's got £2,000, both kept for 1 year. How much zakah should he pay? He's got £2,000 and 39 sheep. How much zakah?
Nothing.
Nothing. I can't just say, oh, well, hang on a second, 39 sheep, but the £2,000 can buy lots of sheep. If you add it to the 39, it becomes more than 40, and I have to pay each. No, you don't add together. Each one on its own. Now,
If you've got, let's just say you've got 30 sheep,
30 sheep,
Okay.
there's zakah.
and you've got like £3,000.
£3,000.
If you went and bought, say, 5 sheep, and I bought you 30 of money down, is that permissible?
Yeah, this guy is thinking is chicken. So he's got £3,000, and he knows the threshold is 2,500, and he's got 25 sheep. So he wants to buy 14 sheep to make it 39. So he gets the £3,000 less than the threshold of £2,500, and still he maintains 39 sheep. There's no zakah. It's very clever. If you have done that because you want to do it, normally it's no problem. But if you did it because you want to run away from the zakah, it's hard. Do you understand? If you did it because you want a big transaction, you want to change the money into sheep and you want to sell and buy, and you start calculating like this, you become like those people who are mixing, like, the Ahnaf madhab. The Hanafi madhab is the gold, for example, it belongs to the wife, and for lots of money. So the wife, before the year ends, she says to the husband, it's a gift for you. What does it mean that? So as soon as before the end of the year, gives a gift, khalas, there's no zakah. The year is finished. After the year is finished, then he, come on, bring me my money back. So she takes the gold back, and there's no zakah. Of course there's a zakah. He's running away from the zakah. Father.
Do you have to pay zakat on dead cattle?
Dead cattle?
Dead cattle, like if someone's a butcher, they have 40 dead sheep.
What do you mean, dead sheep to be eaten?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very good question. I thought dead sheep was rotten outside. So he's a butcher. He had got his sheep slaughtered. Do you understand me? His sheep is slaughtered. So the sheep is slaughtered. It's a very good question. Wallahi, I've never heard this question before. It's a very good question. So he said, I don't know how you can, first of all, is that possible? Have 40 sheep slaughtered in a... Be okay.
What if you're running a business like that, where you slaughter, like you've got massive cattle?
If you kept it for 1 year, yes, this is a can. But those butchers, if they keep it for 1 year, how can I have a person having 40 sheep kept in the fridge for 1 year? Is that realistic?
It says he must graze widely as well, so he's dead.
It doesn't matter. Let's say, for example, that you had 40 sheep, and it's been for 1 year, and you've slaughtered one, still that one is counting. But I'm just saying, it's not possible to keep 40 sheep, slaughtered all of them for 1 year. But it is a zakah. Now,
What do we do with people? Because this is one one of the things that we talk to a lot of Muslims, that it's one of the pillars that's ignored. Or they don't
But listen, they have to be alive until you slaughtered, not slaughtered before. Okay.
What do you do in a case where somebody has not paid zakat for a long period of time?
He has to calculate from the moment he did not pay zakat until the moment that he had repented.
What? Sorry, say that again.
He has to calculate from the moment that he realized he did not pay zakat until the moment that he had repented to Allah. So he repented to Allah and not pay zakat. You have to pay from the first moment. So let's say there's a woman. She thought that she has no zakat on her jewelry, her gold. And she realized, oh, this is zakat. So she's going to calculate. She will calculate it from the first time that she had owned this jewelry, how many years for each year, and then she will deduct. Like for example, first year she had 100 grams of gold. How much from the 100 grams going to go? 2.5. So the following year she's going to calculate 2.5% out of 97.5. Do you understand me? It gets less and less. And of course, we don't tell her to pay it one go because you're going to have a heart attack. So we tell her to pay it slowly because we know that, imagine that there's a woman which, wallahi, her question came to me and I gave it to the Sheikh. She had 45 years. She thought that there is no zakat on it. That's some of the opinions, say that there's no zakat on the jewelry. 45 years. So we told her son to tell her not to give her a heart attack. 45 years zakat is a lot. It's a lot of gold she's got. Because these old women, they don't even know, they got this like old coins of gold, original 24 cats of gold. They've got that. So we said to pay the zakat slowly. So, as much as you can. والله تعالى أعلم. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك. I have to go. Brothers, 6 o'clock. I need to go. See you next week.